In the dry season, insufficient rainfall results in water scarcity, low crop production and a severe reduction in tree coverage. This in turn causes a loss of plants and animal species. A low biodiversity means crops are more susceptible to pest attacks. In the rainy season, intense bursts of precipitation can destroy and wash away soil, newly planted seed and crops. This is called desertification. The land is degraded to an unusable state, and people are forced to migrate to more prosperous areas. Furthermore, the Sahel has one of the highest rates of birth in the world. The rapid population growth puts more strain on food production and leads to increasingly aggressive means of harvesting, contributing to loss of soil fertility. Around 80% of farmlands suffer from degradation.
Since 1960, a third of the world's agricultural land has been degraded to the point of being unusable and abandoned. 5 million hectares of agricultural land have been transformed into barren fields. Each year, 12 million hectares of land are degraded. Every decade, we lose an area of agriculture the size of South Africa. Because of desertification and drought, soil degradation is responsible for 25% of carbon emissions. 50% of wildlife has been lost in the last 40 years. More than half of the world's agricultural land is degraded and only 10% is being regenerated. 78% of degraded land is outside the drought-prone zone. 80% of deforestation is due to agriculture. Over the past 4 decades, global fertilizer use has increased by 700%, causing significant land degradation. If production practices are not changed, crop yields could fall by 50% in some African countries, thus provoking a big wave of migration. Soil degradation is expected to limit food production by 30% over the next 20 years. However, by 2030, food demand will increase by 50%.
In recent years, only 4.2% of humanitarian aid has been devoted to disaster prevention and preparedness. The cost of land degradation is $490 billion a year, far more than the cost of measures to prevent it. The annual cost of soil degradation in Europe is $52 billion.
We need 6 million hectares of additional farmland every year to keep up with population growth. Restoring 1 hectare of degraded land in the Sahel costs only $25 to $65. 2 billion hectares of land could be restored to become fertile agricultural land again.
To win this fight, we need to rely on women who are responsible for 60 to 80% of global food production. We must support scientifically and financially the efforts of organizations working to combat desertification. Concretely, the aim is to improve, finance and popularize land regeneration methods proposed by local farmers in cooperation with NGOs. First, we have the half-moon or zai method. Farmers dig rows of pits called zai,
piling the removed soil around the edges and filling it with organic matter. The edges divert water and wind-blown nutrients into the hole, while the organic matter attracts termites who dig deep channels that loosen the soil to better absorb nutrition and water. In early July, the seeds are planted, resulting in better crop yields and tree cover.
Then, there's the stone wall method.
To harvest rainwater and reduce soil erosion, farmers use stones to form contour bands. These rows of stones are precisely placed at the same elevation and act as a sieve, slowing down the flow of water and preventing minerals from being washed off the fields.
These 2 methods
have not only stopped the advancement of desertification, but they have successfully rehabilitated many thousands of hectares of soil and show a 40% increase in crop production already after the first year. This helps meet the demands of a rapid growing population.
I won't be aware.